Hello and welcome to Cordoba in Argentina. This is their number 4 layout, which means you've got an extra little twisty section at the end of Sector 2. We've got a 25-minute race on the 7th of July 2024, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, real time, real weather, a standing start, pit stops are allowed but we're not going to need them, and a default progressing circuit. Our opponents are going to be a full grid of 24 JCW Mini Coopers on 114 skill level, a 1.00 wet skill scaler, medium aggression, standard mistakes, and we'll be starting from the middle of the pack. So, without further ado, let's get trackside and let's go racing. That was a really good start, though. Happy with that. Oh yeah. That's one of my best JCW starts I think I've ever had. Not a gap, buddy, not a gap. Nice. That was sweet. Even better. Oh, this is going great. This little train of cars, 10 cars, fantastic. They're really good through that first corner and the second corner too. Their entry is really fast. Works really well, doesn't it? Because it gives you the priority on this part, which is the most important bit as well. Now there's a question about whether or not you should be able to go around the outside of them on the left, but I guess that's the old yin and yang of the first corner, the second corner and the rest of the lap, isn't it? Just how we make our lap time. Be careful here. Daniel's going to get possible lunge into this corner. Just have to make sure of the apex really. He's not going to go around the outside, but the trouble is it just sacrifices more speed on a corner that we're already quite weak. That's the trouble. But better to lose a little bit than lose a position. they take a defensive line? Did you see that? He jinked to the left there to take the defensive line. It opens him up for that move. I need to relax a little bit, I'm a bit tense. Yeah, you see there, he can't hang out around the outside on the right-hander. It puts him in a really weak position. Yeah, I want to try an inside move there, but they seem to defend it, so I never get the chance to. I want to show you the inside move, see if it still works. But if they don't give me the chance, I'm not going to have an accident when they come over to defend the line when I'm already there. So that's what's going to happen if I go for it. To watch out for Bell here. Keep it tight. That would have been so annoying for him. Not close enough to slap, are we? Come on, come on. Pretty good exit that. See if we can get the inside line on West here. Yeah, there you go. Turn in on your rear quarter and yeah, doesn't work, does it? It's not as smooth, not even close. Far more risky. Not as reliable. Not as clean. And it's not as fast. Look how much time it dropped. That was better. Right, okay, we're nearly back on them again now. That was a good exit that. We're carrying, that's gained us a bit of time. It actually felt slower, but By the end of the straight, it was a fair bit faster. Oop, easy. Just locked the rear a little bit there. Did you hear it chirrup? The rear tyre going. Oh, can we get Dixon? Sweet. Too fast in. I wasn't going for a move then, that was just carry too much speed in. Oh, it's a little bit slow then, I could have made advantage of that. Dixon's right there still. Block him off. I don't want to spend too much time worrying about Dixon because I don't want to lose touch with these two. Again, that wasn't a move, that was me sort of protecting the middle ground with Dixon. Turned in a bit late there. Ah, that's all it takes. Doesn't take much. It's nice we've got a bit of a toe. We can, what we lose in that first corner, we can pretty much regain by the end of the straight. Fantastic racing. Absolutely brilliant. I locked the rear just. I locked the rear just a little bit, and that's then pushed the front. throughout the entire corner as well, because you're a bit too quick into the corner. The front doesn't bite, your timing's out. I had a little slide at the back there, did you see that? There's a little tiny slide, just stopped me getting on the throttle. Looks like Ellis has pulled the pin a little bit, doesn't it? We're pulling a gap on Porter behind us. It was the other guys keeping him honest by the looks of it. Maybe if we'd have got Ellis while Porter was in front of him, would have been better off, but never mind. He's very quick. Better. Oh, it's too far away though. Yeah, see, now he's isolated, he's actually better off. That white line as you brake for the first corner, that's actually the finish line. So you get quite a long run after the last corner. You know, 2 more laps, aren't we? This lap and the next. Oops, a bit late. Oh, late apex. Style it out. Running out of time and options. Think I'll get the front hooks up then. Come on. Ball bags. Was I a bit tentative into that corner? Don't know. It's too late now. Move on. Balls. Oh. I had it. It was there. Well done, buddy. Oh. Oh well. Never mind. Still, from middle of the pack through to second, I'm happy with that. So we got Ellis was first. Sorry, skip cooldown though. So Ellis was first. We were second by 0.040. You got Porter 2 seconds back, Dixon. So I mean, these guys were all really close, like. Yeah. So 14th to second. Right. Let's get into the summary and let's unpack it there, shall we? I'm not going to lie, I don't think it's difficult to see. I'm disappointed with that race. But I'm not disappointed that I finished second. I'm disappointed that I feel like I could have finished first and I didn't. And I'm going to have a little look a bit closer into if I did anything wrong in terms of did I brake too early or did I brake too late? But we'll get to that shortly. But for now, I think we should be praising the work done by Reiza here, because Cordoba before, for me, I've never done a race here before on a video because I've never been able to race here because the AI has been so massively balanced in favour of the AI that it was just a waste of time racing here. Now, it's probably one of the best balanced circuits that we've got, and it produced brilliant racing. You know, there was alternate lines that you could use to create a move, an opportunity, and they were able to have a pop at you as well. You had to defend, otherwise they were going to stick their nose up, and you were then going to be compromised. So there was a lot of racing, there was a lot of thought in there, and it didn't take much at all just to lose a little bit of momentum that then you had to spend the rest of the lap clawing whatever you could back of what you'd lost, and it would set you back. And there was a couple of moments there, literally just like little tiny moments, where there was one moment when I was coming out of the left of this little chicane here. I just got a tiny wiggle on the rear end, and it was enough that then I couldn't get on the throttle. I was about maybe half a car length behind where I wanted to be on getting on the throttle, and I just lost, you know, all the way down to the braking zone of the next corner. And it just little things like that, you know, it's such a fine line. Here's very difficult as well. You've got to make sure you get the exit here just right, and you gain on them just into there, but it's not enough, because then you get to the first corner and they're so strong in the first two corners that you just have to maximise everything you possibly can out of these first two corners, and then the rest of the lap is sort of you're just picking it back little by little by little, and you end up back where you started again. And yeah, absolutely brilliant. Really loved it. Yes, it's got a slight imbalance in there in the first two corners versus the rest of the lap, but it made it interesting. I kind of like that. I'm not sure it's worthy enough of a report to say this is imbalanced, because I don't really feel that it is. Because even the first two corners, if you go in there, if you nail the first two corners, you don't really lose very much at all. The trouble is it's very, very, very difficult to nail those first two corners and do it consistently, but the AI does it spot on pretty much every single lap. And if they get it wrong, they're in the fence. It's that sort of thing. So they're either absolutely spot on or they're in the fence. Whereas with the player, there's a lot more middle ground in there, and it can hurt you at such a long straight down to the next corner that it really does hurt you if you lose anything there at all. But as a circuit, flows really, really nicely. A little bit of curb use, which just makes it a little bit more exciting. With opportunities as well, like I say, with different, sort of different lines that we were able to get around the outside to then get the inside for the next corner. In a couple of places you can do that. To then defend the inside is almost making yourself vulnerable for the outside move into the next corner. Just absolutely brilliant. So if you get the chance to race here, if you haven't been here before, give it a go. You won't be disappointed. Absolutely not. So there is one thing. So there was I've looked at the lap traces, and there was a few incidents there where a few people dropped down suddenly in their positions. So just going to go and have a quick look at those and just see what happens, and if there's anything there that's likely to be needed to be reported or not, or if it's just standard, expected, realistic racing incidents. So let's go and have a look at incident 1 now. I'll see you in just a moment with that. So incident 1 is with Hawkins coming into the first corner. And all they do is just simply carry a bit too much speed. That's going to make a mark, isn't it? So let's see what happens. Let's go back a bit. Right, let's see if they lock up their front wheel. Telling you now. Yeah, so they just snag that, certainly the inside wheel. Let's see if they do the outside as well. Let's go half speed. No, so just the inside wheel. And then, wallop. Nasty. Yeah, so literally just snagged the inside wheel. Having broken too late. So you would see that 100%. You'd see that. You watch any JCW Mini race in the BTCC support series. Let's a good example there would be probably turn 1 at the Snetterton circuit. You will almost certainly see one of these do exactly that, but rather than hit a tyre barrier, they'll end up in a field. Yeah, 100% you would see that. That's realistic. I'm happy to see that. There's certainly nothing that needs reporting to Reiza, that's for sure. Right, let's see what's next, shall we? So the next one actually involves us. This is where myself and Wes got a bit close. Ooh, yeah. So I want to see. So I said at the time, I don't know if that was my fault or not. Let's have a look. Let's have another closer look. So let's go back and slow it down a little bit. Let's go half speed. So there's a big change of direction there. Forced me to then have to jink in the braking zone. Now that looks a bit damning on me, that doesn't it? So it looks like I've gone in a little bit too hot, I would say. But I don't believe I locked up. and I don't think I could have done any more than that. I think the reason I sort of go a bit straight is simply because he's turned into my rear corner. So I've had to go, because he jinked left, I've had to go really tight. But I'm making the corner. Oh, yeah, so I am making that corner there. Until he turned in and absolutely mullered my left rear corner. Sorry, my right rear corner. Yeah, so he's going to jink left, and then I'm going to have to go, ah! But it's under control at the moment. I'm aiming for the apex. I'm stopping. And then, yeah, the moment he's made contact with my car is the moment my car then starts to straighten up and go wide. I am 100% comfortable with what I did there. I mean, look at the rate he's closed in there. So, look, I'm on the white line. I'm going to be on the apex. Have I... I'm not locked up. I haven't even locked the rear wheel. Everything there is absolutely spot on, and he is closing in. He's turned in on my car at a massive rate of knots. And because he's turned in on my right rear corner, it's then basically moving me to a different trajectory on the corner. Yeah. Yeah, 100% that's a AI driver error. But also 100% the sort of thing you would see in this class in real life. So I'm not unhappy about it. I would go to the stewards afterwards because they would call me up and I would say that is silly, but it happens. You know, it's not the end of the world. No harm, no foul. We both kind of got away with it. I lost a little bit of ground to the top three there, but you know, we both carried on. I mean, if you look at my car there, I mean, there's no visible damage there, is there? You know, barely even needs a polish, really. I probably need a new wheel, and that's about it. I'd have thought. And if you look at his car, is there any damage to his car? Probably not. No. So I mean, in terms of contact, really, I mean, it's as light as it gets, but it looks worse than it was, I would say. So yeah, cool. Right, let's go see what's next. So the last incident I can find involves Cooke, and it's pretty much a carbon copy of Hawkins' incident from earlier, only he's a lot... Oh, that was so close. He's a lot luckier than what Hawkins was, basically. That's what it comes down to. So I just want to see if they lock the inside and the outside wheel or not, really. And after that, that's where my curiosity starts and finishes. Okay, so they've locked the inside. Do they lock the outside as well? I would fancy not, based on what we saw from Hawkins earlier. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, so just the inside wheel. Again, perfectly believable. How close do they get? Oh dear. New pants, please. Fantastic. Right. So, the other thing I'd like to have a look at is the overtaking move between myself and Ellis on the last lap, just to see if I could have done anything differently or not. So, let's get into that now, shall we? Okay, so here we are. This is the last lap now, coming up to the crunch time with Ellis. We're ahead, we got it. if anything, I braked a bit too late, didn't I? Not too early. I thought at the time I might have braked a bit too early. But look, he's come across very aggressively there, though. Look, he's really proper squeezed me there. He's given me no room for manoeuvre at all. That's a bit naughty, that, isn't it? He hasn't really given me room there. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it, but I'll probably be having a word with the stewards about that, really, because that's really aggressive. I didn't really notice it at the time. Let's go into the cockpit view. Yeah, look, that's really, that's a bit naughty on Ellis there. Let's wind that back, and I'm going to put the headset on because I want to see, I want to hear it as well. Let's go half speed. Not sure why he's got his windscreen wipers on, but oh. Chase. Right. Yeah. That's a little bit naughty of him, I would say. Yeah, that to me just seems, yeah. Right, let's get into mine and see. I want to hear, I'd like to hear my braking point. So normally I'll brake just before the halfway point of the two white lines on the circuit. So you'll see. So there's the first white line there with a set of cones, then the second white line. Yeah, I'd say I was a fraction late. And that is just out of order. Oh, I'm sorry. That's well out of order. Yeah. That's interesting. Right, let's watch it. I'm going to watch it one more time in real time and just get my braking point, see how that. Yeah, I was just a little bit late on the brakes. Yeah. Well, that's just the way it goes, isn't it? I mean, it's racing. I mean, I'm not very happy about it, but I wouldn't want to win it in the steward's office either. So, yeah. Right. Well, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that race. I certainly did enjoy it. I don't mind really so much now. The more I watch it, the less I really care about it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And until the next time, we'll see you later.